Hey YouTube, Rando here. Just wanted to give you guys a little update. Still got that big melon going. We had one vine of cucumbers, and we probably have another 4 or 5 of those, and we've gotten, I think about 6 off of it. So cucumbers are producing well. That was just a hidden surprise. The melons, I think somebody came back for my cantaloupes while we weren't here, and they didn't realize they were on stockings. They just jerked them, and they broke a few of them. And I know they did because the vine was still sitting right on top of the cantaloupes. So they ruined 2 of them. I don't know, they may ripen. I doubt it. They're really small. That's not big for a cantaloupe, you know. They had to have done it while we weren't here, though, while we were at work, because if you even get near that garden, the alarm goes off. So I think they did it in daytime. They probably came up here. And the reason is because you can't, well, that's what the front of my house looks like right now. So nobody's driving down the street. My neighbor over here passed away, so he's not there anymore. And then my neighbor over there, he can't see my house through his fence. So it's easy for them to just run up in my yard in broad daylight and take what they want. So I think they tried to snatch a few cantaloupes and didn't have a knife or whatever to cut the stockings and the string I had holding it together. So I don't know. No biggie on them. Screw it. Next year I know I'm going to have to fence off my garden. That probably won't stop them either, though. Honestly. If somebody wants something bad enough, they're going to get it one way or another. I kind of camouflaged my other watermelon there to kind of keep them from getting to it or seeing it. We still got plenty of cantaloupes. Look at this big boy. It's about ready. There's more right here. We got a green one going on, nice and big. This one right here is pretty small, but it looks like it's about ready too. We're still getting plenty of okra. There's one back in there. We got plenty of cantaloupes left. 3 of them. 1 we harvested, and 2, like I said, I think they tried getting them and couldn't get a hold of them. But we got more coming in like that. There's probably about 4 or 5 like this on there. So cantaloupes produce really well down here. And I'm watering this one as often as I'm watering my other garden, and it's doing like crap. I'll show you. Even the okra there is starting to lay over. It's just getting too hot. These tomatoes are all dying off. I don't think I'll ever do this variety of tomatoes again. They don't do very well. It's Arkansas Travelers. And look at that little bastard. Right there. They just eat up everything in sight. They haven't been attacking the leaves too bad, but they get pretty bad. Usually when I grow tomatoes or peppers, I have tobacco plants going, and these little boys will go over to the tobacco plants and screw them all up, but they don't mess with my tomatoes and peppers. This year I didn't have any tobacco going, so they are attracted to my tomatoes. Tomato hornworms. Boy, they really do change a different color. Sorry. They change different colors when they eat tomato leaves, I guess. They're usually really bright green when they eat tobacco. That one's kind of dark. I'll let them make it. Screw it. Tomatoes aren't doing great anyway. You can see they're all dying off. But I think they ran their course. They just didn't produce anything. You know, a few little bitty tomatoes, and that was it. But I think it's the variety. It's the Arkansas Travelers. I do have a few new baby watermelons coming in, though, over here. I got one there and one back in here somewhere. You can't tell through the weeds, but right there. Let's see if I can get that little bugger up and show you. Right there. So I got a few new ones coming in over here. I'm glad I didn't pull them, but I'm fixing to pull these tomatoes out and plant something else. It's just getting to our hot season where it's just super hot down here, and I've got black mulch too. That didn't help at all, and this one doesn't have any mulch down, so that's not helping. I think what it is with these melons is there's so much foliage. There's so many leaves. I know I just mispronounced that, but there's so many leaves that it keeps the dirt underneath it the soil underneath it kind of moist, you know. It doesn't have full sun on the soil, so I think that has a lot to do with why the melon patch is doing better than the test garden. So I don't know. We'll have it figured out next year, though. We got plenty of notes to go through for the past 2 years to see what we're going to grow for next year. So, and this year I'm going to do a winter garden. I know my grass needs mowing. And we just mowed less than a week ago. We just had a lot of rain and the stuff shot up overnight. But here's that little bitty bush we planted. It's starting to, fork out every way. So soon we're going to have to get a piece of lattice. I think we're going to make another box just like this right here. Run a piece of lattice behind it and then run them up the lattice. So I think that's how we're going to do the blackberry bushes. Looks healthy though. No fertilizer or anything. It was already producing fruit. We didn't pick any of it. We just let it die off. And look at this. I popped this stick off of that tree just to keep this limb on this side of it when I had the tomato plant right here. And it's starting to take root. The stick is. Look at that. That tree right there is freaking resilient, man. It's gonna find a way to grow one way or another. Look at that little roots coming off of it. Now this was a stick off of the tree itself. When we first planted that tree, I hate that tree. But when we first planted it, we planted it for my wife's grandfather who had passed away. You can see how it split off so many ways. That's because I ran over it with a lawnmower about 10 times and the thing came back every time. I just don't like the tree. It's beautiful most of the time. It has these pretty bright flowers all over it. And they turn blue and then they'll turn purple. And they bloom. It blooms probably 3 times a year. I don't know what kind of tree it is, but it's a tough little bugger. I know that. I just took a twig off the top. It wasn't even from the bottom or anything. I just snapped a twig off and stuck it in the dirt, and it's already growing. So that just goes to show you. I'm thinking about moving it. Just taking a piece and restarting it and getting rid of this one because I don't like where we put it. It's just bad placement. So I want to put it in the corner of the yard and put a couple of fruit trees here. But I don't know. I have to talk my wife into it because she really don't want me to. But it's a tough little son of a gun, man. Alright, so back to the garden. We didn't get much off of it today. We got a little bit. Like I said, the 2 cantaloupes weren't even ready. And they may have fell. I just doubt it. Because the vines were laying actually on top of the melon. You know what I mean? So it's like they went and they grabbed it and snatched it and broke it and then couldn't get it off the stocking. We did get quite a bit out of the garden this week. We got 2 more melons on top of these 2. One went to my mom, one went to my aunt and uncle. We got some cucumbers. I gave those to my mom. We like cucumbers, but we just don't eat them often enough, and we had quite a few already. So from last week that we're just finishing up, so I went ahead and just gave those away. We'll probably do the same with the okra. We have probably a bag and a half like this
inside the refrigerator now, and this is just 3 days worth of okra here. This is 1 day, this is the second day, and then this is today right here. So we're getting quite a bit of okra, kind of getting overrun with the stuff like we did last year, but you know, it's not bad. We cook it, my mom eats it, my aunt and uncle both eat it, so we share. We'll bring a little bit to everybody. I guess that's my note to get off of here. So that's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching, YouTube.